Welcome, welcome to the ladies' room, where real men talk and truth go boom. Good morning, good morning. If your man acting up or your woman losing she mind, right we don't hide till we inside, 'cause the ladies' room go set it right. Welcome, welcome to the ladies' room, where real men talk and truth go boom. Good morning, good morning. If your man acting up or your woman losing she mind, right we don't hide till we inside, 'cause the ladies' room go set it right. Welcome, welcome to the ladies' room, where real men talk and truth go boom. Good morning, good morning. If your man acting up or your woman losing she mind, right we don't have.
Alrighty, so we can officially start. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the ladies' room for today, Tuesday, January 27th. And of course, it is the final Tuesday in the month of January. So we definitely have to make it count. All right, come on in the room. Let's get the show on the road. Yeah, we got a serious situation to unpack this morning. So come on in and like the live. Come on in, share the live. If you're listening to us, on radio 95.1, 95.3 FM, or if you're listening via the Power app, or you're viewing the live stream on Facebook and YouTube, as well as TikTok. All right. So come on in. Shout outs to all those celebrating birthdays today. Want to wish you a happy day and all of God's richest blessings. Those of you who are celebrating this week, yeah, it is my birthday week. So, sure enough, definitely, the energy is definitely all the way up. Thank you so much to St. Augustine Medical Services, Land Store, Western Union, and Beacon Insurance for making the show possible yet again. Thank you so much. You want to hear Blacker Dan still jamming? Why? What's going on? Something happening with, you mean you're still jamming? When is Car Wash birthday, Jacqueline? Today or tomorrow? Anywho's, I digress. So, good morning to those of you already on TikTok. Kida Bain, thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for sharing. Morning, Lisa. Thank you so much. Come on in, guys, and like and share. Let's get it going. I know it's a lot going on, but we gotta, as I say, mind my business, right? I'm still out of mind my business. Sonia, all right, you reached. Thank you so much. Big of yourself. Thank you so much, Lisa. So, Nikisha, thank you. Good morning. Hey, Shante, good morning. Christelle, Don, who was here. Marianne, good morning. Camilla, Philip, big up yourself. You're good? Good morning. Good morning. Roxanne Scott, Linda Pearl, Trisha Franklin, Shauna Dakota. Good morning, Kim Simeon. How are you? Much love as always. Matthew Moraine. Good morning, Rachel Boateng. Marvelyn Thomas, Jackie Douglas Adams, and happy birthday to Jackie's significant other, advance or birthday, whichever. Can't keep up with these young folks. Ingrid Bourne, Unison Joseph, Marcia Glean, Jenny Charles Gilbert, who else is here? Precious Jewel, Rachel Samuel, Glendon Phillip. Morning, sir. Good morning, Smedge Joseph, David Southally. Greetings from Toronto, he says, the city with 8 centimeters of snow. Yeah, I'm seeing the pictures, I'm seeing the videos. And you guys are they're definitely dumping some layers of snow on y'all. But stay warm and all shall be well, all right? Alana Boson, Amanda McLeish, who else is here? Michelle Charles, Alina Stanisclaus, welcome Daily Alexander, Anisha Joseph, morning. Peter Joseph, May Cyrus, Riggy, big up yourself, Valerie Ross, Donna Dumont Edwards, Zavid Seals, Kareem Khalees, Terry Moses, Debbie Crony. My birthday is not this week, there. I'm the only person I swear that does have a birthday and does have to organize my birthday. What you already doing with yourself, Debbie Crony? So you don't have no pre-birthday, nothing. You alone that gets to celebrate your birthday a week before and a week after. What happened to me? Celebrating before ain't good for me too? All I'm seeing is you passing up and down. That's it. Anyways, God is love. Yvette James, good morning. Delia, who is Jackie's significant other? Not Chiang Kawash, not they're still together? Although I see other picture pose up. Anyways. Louis, big up yourself. Val John, Fred Anderson on YouTube, Derek St. Louis. Mandy, you good? Congratulations are in order. Mandy, welcome to the club. Welcome to the family. Big up yourself. Your birthday is not this week. My birthday is on Sunday, Deborah Crony. It's this week, the lead up to. Anywho's. Mr. Ray, Fred Jackie Duggar, oh job. Yeah, Jackie. Selvan, she came in the room and the first song she asked for was Blacker Dan, Still Jamming. What does that say? What does that say? Delia, she requested Still Jamming. Blacker Dawn song. Let's see if I find the song and done all this long talk that I ain't come here for that this morning, you know. I really didn't come here for that, but since you want to go down that road. Hold on. Oh, look at it here. I didn't even have to go far to look for it. Yeah, so that's what she requested.
What they know about we? They think we is enemies. If they know about we, they wouldn't believe we still jamming. We still jamming. Still jamming. Boy, we still jamming. Jamming on the low. Them don't know about we. We jamming low. Jamming on the low. And them don't know about we. All we friend them think that we over. Yeah done. Late in the night when I tell you come over. You just come. If I is the captain, you is the sailor. Both are we come as one. 9.9 not quick, not shaking this fun. I see you down in the bed, winding up till you're wet, making your face up vex. And I pass you straight. We don't involve all we friends. Now we have to pretend. But soon as the party end, we link up again. We still jamming.
Disappointing part of the song where he say after we tell all we friends and all we friends support the breakup, but now they jamming on the low. After they come to you and tell you, you know, look for a little advice to better their life, and you know what, Runa, Mind the business that paying you. Yes. So as I was saying, TikTok, good morning. Come on in, like the live, guys. Like and share. Welcome back to the room. No, but who all want to jam, go jam, you know. When the land, America is the land of the free and the brave, but we still free and brave here. So she did the right place to still jam. The land of the free, and she's a born American. She ain't come here by citizenship, she was birthed. She was a born American, the land of the free and the brave. So she could afford to jam if she wished to. Trump is your president. Morning, Atlanta. Anywho's, let me get back to a business that paying us and not Jackie and Chiman that she's still jamming with business. So, ladies' room, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Morning, Shirley. Matthew Moraine, a little piece on the side. And had them energy for them thing, Papa. All or nothing. So, we have a little situation here. It's pretty serious, right? It is one of those, and there's a lot of parents in the room, so I'd really appreciate your feedback. Men, women, fathers, mothers, grandpa, grandma, would love to get your feedback. Maria, McDonald, good morning. Amanda, morning. Lennox, morning. I'd love to get your feedback. So, let me just break it down. A Power Official, big up yourself. Morning time. So today's situation is one of those real life stories. Y'all like the TikTok now? And send the hearts. Aisha Mira, morning. Today's situation is one of those real life stories that's becoming more common than we'd like. And it comes with a lot of layers. So I want us to Gabby, morning. Missing in action these days, but I guess the money had to make. It's one of those situations, and I want us to talk it through together. No judgment, just honesty. All right? So, a listener shared that her 19-year-old son recently found out he's going to be a teen father. He's 19, he's not 20 yet. He's still 19, all right? And he recently found out he's going to be a teen father. And apparently, shortly after the news, he told his girlfriend, who is also 19, that he no longer wants to be in the relationship. They've been together for 2 years, so that means what, 17, 18? Yeah, 17. His reason is, he says he wants to focus on his education and pursue his dream of becoming an engineer. Now, on the surface, that sounds responsible, right? And we always encourage young people to chase their goals, get an education, build a future. Nobody wants to see a young man give up on his life because of an unexpected pregnancy, all right? But the real question is, does focusing on your future require walking away from the mother of your child? And that is where the conversation gets complicated. That is where the conversation gets complicated. So let's talk about the pros first, right? One positive is that he's thinking long term. Education, of course, that can create stability. If he becomes an engineer, that could mean better financial support for his child down the road. Another positive is that they are both very young, and becoming parents at 19, a matter of fact, becoming a parent at any age, based on what I've been told, it is overwhelming. Doesn't matter if you're 20, 21, 25, 30, 35, 40, being a parent is overwhelming. Right? The pressure of pregnancy, finances, and adulthood can strain even the strongest relationship, because we have grown men who walk away from situations. They run full speed, and they're grown, they mature, sometimes they have their own job, but they just don't want that responsibility. So, the pressure of pregnancy, finances, adulthood can strain even the strongest relationships. Like I said, I'm looking at the pros and the cons, both sides of the coin. Yeah? Some people believe that if two young people are constantly arguing or unhappy, it may be healthier to separate and co-parent peacefully, based on some of the comments that Selva, what you want me to tell you? Anywho's, it may be healthier to separate and co-parent peacefully rather than stay together in a toxic relationship. I mean, and that's a valid point. We don't want children growing up in environments filled with conflict and, toxicity. So yes, there are benefits to him wanting to focus on growth and stability. Hear me out. It's going somewhere. But let's talk about the other side. Because with every decision comes consequences. And from since King Hatchet was a hammer, it is something we've always been told by our parents. Actions have consequences. Every decision comes with consequences. The biggest concern is the young woman. At 19 years, she's facing pregnancy physically, emotionally, and financially, and now potentially without her boyfriend. Pregnancy alone is hard. And I'm sure pregnancy at 19 is even harder. And doing it without the support of the person who helped create the child, that's a lot. That's a lot. So we heard the mother, right? And another concern is what message this sends. Does it suggest that when responsibility shows up, it's okay to walk away as long as you're working on yourself? Does it suggest that responsibility shows up, when it shows up, it's okay to walk away as long as you're working on yourself? Because that's a slippery slope. Growth is important, but accountability is just as important. Another issue is a baby. Another issue is this child. Research and real life experiences show that children benefit greatly from having both parents. We had the conversation the other day about fathers being absent. And the mere fact, and it's like people don't learn from their experiences, because the mere fact, right? This young man, let me read the whole story properly. This young man came from a home with a single parent. His mom was the only one present. You would think that would be a perfect example. Okay, I grew up with my mom alone. I know what it feels like. I don't want my child. So it's like the cycle continues to repeat itself. So who is going to break it? Let me just read the scenario again, right? The situation. It says, my 19-year-old son just find out he's going to be a teen father. Now, all of a sudden, he's saying he don't want to be with the girl again. They've been together for 2 years. Both of them, they're 19. Now he's talking about he wants to focus on school, which he should have been doing in the first place. But anyways, he now wants to focus on his dream of becoming an engineer. But what about the young girl who is pregnant for you? The mother says, I've been a single mother all my life, so I know how hard it is when a man walks away and leaves you to carry everything alone. I'm trying hard to understand, is this growth or is he just running from responsibility? So she's asking, would you allow your son to leave the girl now that she's pregnant, or would you remind him that when you make a child, you make responsibility too, dreams and all? What would you all do if this was your child? So at least the mother isn't just saying, okay, well, go for your dream, son. She's understanding that, hey, I've been there, so I know what it feels like, and I wouldn't want another woman to go through. But at the end of the day, you can't force two people to be together. Maybe his feelings towards her have changed because of the pregnancy, and you can't force them to be together. But what you can do is to encourage him to take up that responsibility. People go to school and study all the time, and still you're going to have to get a little side job. You're going to have to get another, you probably either have to, instead of going to school full time, you probably will have to do it. It might take a longer period, but you'll have to find something to do to support. Either that, or is the family, the mother, prepared to pick up the slack while you go and do your studies? Is she in a position to be there to provide that sort of support for her grandchild? But at the end of the day, like I said, children benefit greatly from having both parents actively involved. Yeah? Not just financially, but emotionally and physically present. Money helps, but presence matters. We had the conversation last week about the importance of fathers in their children's lives. Being there for the doctor visits, being there for the sleepless nights, being there for the little milestones, that's what builds connection and stability. And now here's the part that I think we really need to think about, right? Here's the part we need to think about. Why does chasing education mean ending the relationship? Plenty of people go to school, work hard, and raise children at the same time. And it's not like you're the one carrying the child, so you have less burden. You're not the woman, you're not bearing the pregnancy. So why you can't still go to school and still support your child? Lots of people have done it. This isn't breaking news, this isn't new, this ain't foreign. Plenty people and women have done it. Women have been pregnant and still managed to continue their education and still take care of their child at the same time. I see the young girls, is it from PAM? What's it for adolescent mothers? Every morning I pass them on Looker Street in the little green skirt, white shirt with their babies on their side and their bag on their back with the baby bag in their hand. Every single morning I pass them on Looker Street heading to school. So they do it. And if women can do it, if young women can do it, continue to go to school and take care of their... What are you talking about? You want to go to further your education and you don't want to be... You didn't think about that before you started having unprotected sex? The importance of your education didn't strike... Oh, you know what? I have my future planned out and this is what I want and I don't see a child right here. And it's not a one-person thing, mind you. I'm not putting all the blame on him solely because I've been preaching over and over again that in the year of 2026, women need to start taking the responsibility themselves to protect themselves. You can no longer wait on a man to put on a condom. You can no longer hope that he has one. I posted a question last evening regarding you now have to go to the pharmacies or wherever they sell and make sure once you're sexually active, you have your condoms or either you're on birth control, whatever it is, but you protect yourself. Because look at this situation, right? He didn't wear condom. You didn't have any birth control. There's no protection. You now have pregnant with this child and he's ready to bounce. We can't continue to let ourselves fall into those traps. At some point, women have to stand up and take responsibility as well. Nobody entering on your door have sex, you know. Because first thing you're going to say, oh, well, you had your time already, leave us to enjoy ourselves. No, we can say abstain, we can say safe sex, but nobody cannot stop y'all from doing it. But my good Lord, in this day and age when there's so much materials readily available, why are women still getting pregnant, becoming teen mothers, and they're not ready and the men are not ready? We have smartphones that tells you everything. It tells you the exact date of ovulation. It tells you when is your safe or not safe time. It literally plans your cycle once you have a cycle that is regular and not a irregular one. Once your cycle is regular, it helps you to determine when is your safe period, when it's unsafe. So that means when it's safe to have sex and when it's not. So you refrain from having sex around that window. Or you just have fun to mind people's business and gossip and beat tebe with people for song and for oil dong and all kind of stupidness, but y'all are not taking control of your lives and being responsible for your situations. I don't get it. I don't get it. At some point, we have to take responsibility. There are too many ways to protect yourself without even having to go down the birth control way or condom way if you choose not to. Once you have, there's a million free apps that you can download to your phone, and it will tell you when it's safe to and when it's not safe. So if we just have dunce people carrying smartphones and we're not taking advantage of the smartphones, make it make sense. So anyways, like I said, plenty of people go to school, work hard, and raise children at the same time. It is difficult, but it is not impossible. So is the breakup really necessary? Or is it a case he wanted to bounce all along, but the child now provides an opportunity? Is the breakup really necessary, or is it fair showing up as independence? Because sometimes when life gets serious, people panic. Old as we are, when things get really, really serious and ish hit the fan, we panic, right? We feel trapped, we feel overwhelmed, and instead of leaning, we tend to either run or we pull away. Yeah? And another important part is, we full of double standard. Young Diva Morning, we have this double standard because I'm sure if a 19-year-old woman was pregnant, right, but wanted to leave the relationship and focus on her dream, society would likely criticize her harshly. She would be called irresponsible. She would be accused of abandoning her child. If she were to say, you know what, you take care of your child, I'm going to continue my education, I'm going to have this child and I'm going to drop this child off for you, and I'm focusing on my we would drag her. We'd accuse her of being an unfit mother, a bad mother, and abandoning her child. But when a young woman does something similar, I've seen a couple of people say, but he's young and he needs to build his, so she need to build her future too? Why is sacrifice expected from women than from men? That is something we really need to unpack. Now, I'm not saying anyone should stay in an unhealthy relationship just for a baby, right? That's not the goal. But what are we saying is that responsibility doesn't disappear when a relationship ends. Support doesn't end. Being present doesn't end. We ain't have to be together for you to be present and take care of your child. Parenthood is a lifelong commitment. So the same way we are telling our young ladies, hey, don't get pregnant, focus on it, don't bring child here. Young men need to be taught the same thing, because a woman can't get pregnant on her own. So, can this young man pursue his education and still be an active, supportive father? Can he chase his dreams while standing by the mother of his child, emotionally, financially, and physically? Yes. You don't need distance. Walking away is not a mature decision. It's an easy one for you. So these are the conversations we need to have. Because situations like this are happening every day. Young people are becoming parents earlier than planned, and how they handle it affects not just them, but the next generation. So, let's talk. Do you guys think the young man is right to leave the relationship to focus on his future? Or do you think fatherhood means stepping up, not stepping away? Is it possible to build a career and still be fully involved as a parent? Where are the parents in the audience? What advice would you give both of these young people? What would you say to them? If this were your child, what would you do? How would you handle it? Would you step up more as the grandparent to allow your son to continue his education? Would you fill in for your son in his absence? Because I'm not sure if it didn't state if he's going overseas to further his education or he's doing it here. But if he's traveling then that might make it a bit more difficult to be physically present. Now, as the grandmother, this is your son, the person who sent it in. Are you prepared to stand up and take up the slack? 440-9595, guys, you can call. Let's get your take. Do you think the young man is right to leave the relationship to focus on his future? Or you can call WhatsApp 404-8413. Mandy says, if my career stopped, yours have to stop too. No, you have to find work. He's 19 and he wishes to pursue his dreams of becoming an engineer. Fine Girl says a young lady will need support. Being a teenage mom is very hard. Hazel said yes. Hold on. Hazel says I would make sure it's his baby. Yes, he's correct to leave. That's a good point as well. That is a good point as well. Making sure that is his baby, right? DNA tests, get that out of the way. That's a good point as well. Not saying anything untoward, but you can't be too careful. That's the first order of business. Making sure, and then, you do the do. All right? So, what say you guys? What are your thoughts? Do you think the young man is right to leave the relationship to focus on his future? Or is it possible to build a career and still be fully involved as a parent? What are you guys' take on this? Hold on, we got a couple comments here. Where are the fathers this morning? Where y'all? Sheen says, I would force him to take care of his responsibility 100%. And that includes providing positive support to the expectant mother. He will have to put his future plans on hold because you made your bed, now lay in it. All right, so that's a mom right here. Nazim Benjamin says he wants to whine and don't mind. If you know what's good for you, set your business straight and remind him how you struggled as a single mother to take care of him, making him know he's not doing the same ish his dad did to you. And that is the point. That is the point that has me really taken aback, because when I read it for the first time, I'm like, but wait, something is not right here. Because as the mother, you're saying you've been a single parent all your life. And he's aware of that. He's aware that you struggled as a single mom to take care of him. No father was in the picture. Why would you want to turn around and do the same thing to your child? Good girl Monroe says he wanted the fun of the relationship, not the responsibility of it. Exactly. So now that the fun is over, the young lady is pregnant. We're not having fun no more. So now it's time for me to get serious. Now it's time for me to focus on my education and my dreams, while hers is on the floor in bits. You were a product. You should understand more than anybody else what it means to not have a father figure in your life, considering your mother has been that single parent all alone for 19 years. You're going to study to be engineer and you're not studying. Boy, the same thing happened to my mother, and I watch my mother struggle. Nah, I can't do that to her. Even if you may have fallen out for whatever reason, you may no longer be interested in a relationship. Y'all were good for 2 years. It's not a case of last week y'all hook up, had sex, and now she's pregnant this week. 2 whole years. And now you want to bail and leave this young lady to fight it on her own. That is why I keep saying, Gabby, call the next phone, 404-8413. Gabriella, call the other phone. That is why I continue to stress that women, young, middle class, old, we have to take some sort of responsibility. Gabby called the, okay, we have to. Let me see this out here. Morning.
Hey, good morning, Laverne. How are you? although my son was a little older, but he did what he had to do. As a mother, you're supposed to put your son sit down and tell him, listen, it happened already. Let's start from the beginning. Like, as the woman said, get a DNA, make sure the DNA is okay, make sure it's his kid. Then you take it from there. And as a mother, she's not supposed to pick up no responsibility, like, like doing things what he's supposed to do. Okay, if he had to, like, he had all plans to go away for college, maybe he could go, but he could get a job. There are a lot of students that go into school and looking after kids. There are a lot of students. I have a friend basically in the same situation, and she says she's not picking up his responsibility. He have to pick up his responsibility because you know the consequences before.
Mm-hmm.
They all grown. They know. These kids nowadays is not like in our generation.
True.
They know everything. All the search engines, they know they could go and research. They know. So he know what he was getting into. You're going to doing whatever you're doing without a condom, there is consequences. So you have to pick up your responsibility. You're a dad now. Yes, you're going to school. You have to go to school. You have to further your education, whatever you want to do. It's okay. He's young. He's 19. He can step back. Okay, you don't have to be with that girl. You don't have to be with her based on the relationship they had, but he has to pick up that responsibility, and the mother should really, really instill that in him. You cannot walk away on that child. You can walk away on the girl, but not your child. That is your child. You didn't raise with your dad, so don't break that cycle right there. He could get a job. He could hold up on his education for a while. He could get a job. Help, maybe when the child maybe reach like 2 years, then he could continue his education because he's gonna be home at 21 or 22. He's young.
Mm-hmm.
So he walking away. I think he just running away from his responsibility and seeing that. And that is why I was always say, like, his dad wasn't there, so it's okay for him to not be there for his child. And like you said, how could you, like, being raised like that, your dad was not wrong or your mom was not wrong, and you want your kids to be in that same situation? I think it's a cycle. I think, like, we have to break, and we have to instill these things in our kids, girls as well as boys. We have to instill that into them, to tell them, listen, we've been down that road. It was sad because a lot of us is grown people and we still have childhood issues. We don't want our kids to be like that. We hold on to stuff. We don't want our kids to be like that. So we have to have conversation with our kids and tell them, listen, I was in that situation already. I wasn't raised with my dad or my mom, and it was very sad for me. So we have to instill these things. And he's young. He's basically young. The world is all, forget it. The world is up there now. So he could do that, spend 2 years with his child, continue his education, and still continue being a good dad to his child.
Agreed.
That's all I have. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Hold on. Neighbor, I see you calling me. What happened there? Hold on. Let me see if I get. Yeah, got you now. Let's see if we have. Hold on. I'm trying to get back. Where is lady gone? Ringing. Gabby, call back. Yeah. So. Hey, morning, neighbor.
Morning, neighbor.
Morning. Mm-hmm.
Listen up. First of all, I don't like to parent backwards too much. Or you always put in the cat before the horse. And then, when the stable break, is a problem. First of all, the little boy and the little girl been dating for 2 years. Where were you as the mother of that little boy and her mother or father, whoever is in charge of her, to ensure that these kids were on birth control in one way, shape, or form?
True.
Or you like to deny that all your children is having sex. I don't know what about all you does be so backward, stupid, and naive. Each and every one of us in conversation had sex as teenagers. But when all of a sudden you become a parent, you suddenly feel that your teenager is the exception to the rule, holier than thou, and they're not having sex. Because you is a naive idiot. All on this life, all your children having sex. All your teenagers is having sex in one way, shape, or form. I remember at some point in time there was some huge kick up about removing the sex education in the schools because this was making kids date and that and blah blah blah. Y'all need to educate your children about sex first and foremost. The responsibility that comes with having sex and what you need to do to mitigate this situation that we're discussing here. No. If you had done that as a mother previously, we might not have been having this conversation today. Now, we don't know why the young man is saying that he wants out of the relationship. Based on the scenario that you present to us, we're going to speculate that he wants out of a relationship because the girlfriend is pregnant. It could be for other reasons, but based on the scenario that you given us, like he wants to run away from his responsibility. You cannot make nobody be responsible. Every time how he name on me, I just call him mother and tell her she can't make him stop on me. Same apply. These men are going to do what these men are going to do. Ladies with girl children, it is time for all you to start protecting your little girls. Tell them the truth. Put them in a position where you set them up for the future. Birth control never kill nobody yet. Put these little girls on birth control. Protect them and give them the space they need to grow and to mature and to build their careers before they start building families. At the end of the day, Aruna, to be quite honest with you, 80-something% of us, maybe 90% of us, grow up missing a mother or father or grow up with we grandparents, and we are not doing anything to stop this cycle. Nobody now cannot force him to be a part of that child's life. He mother could talk from now until when. Guess what? If he wants out, he wants out, and in the end, he's going to do what he wants. And guess who is left with the burden? The mother. It's always the woman that is left with the bag. We don't get to walk away. We don't get to say we want to focus on our career. We don't get to say, I'm not ready for this and this is not for me. We have to lace up our boots and carry the burden. So now this little girl have a hard road ahead of her. As the grandmother, knowing what you have been through, it is your job to see the best way you can influence your son, if not to stay in the relationship, but to provide for his offspring. And if you can help the young lady in any way, in terms of being there for her financially, being there for her emotionally, because it's not easy getting pregnant and being a first-time mom. So financial support, emotional support, that young lady is going to need all the help she can get. And we focusing on the male in the situation, when what we need to focus on is the female in the situation. She is going to be left with the burden. She's the one that had to be up all night with the baby and then go to work in the morning, to work for 8-9 hours a day to come back to get the baby with no help. So you as the mother, it is your responsibility to try your best to see how you could grandmother. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time all you start having sexual conversations with your kids. Because everything is taboo in our culture. We don't speak about it.
No, we don't have sex conversations until after. All you're told, don't get pregnant or don't bring child in my house.
Yes,
There's never a conversation of, don't bring no big belly here for me. I ain't taking care of no child.
Yes, but you have to build a relationship with your sons and your daughters where you ask them these questions. Are you having sex? And you must know. You must know what you think they lock up inside room doing. 2 years they did together. What you think they're doing, playing Dolly West? No. These are young adults.
Hormones raging. They're sexually active. It's
we
happening.
were sexually active. What make you think that your little angel so special that they're not sexually active? Wake up and open up all your eyes. It's a sad situation, but miss, you cannot force your son to be with a young lady, as well as you cannot force him to take on the responsibility of father. He gonna do what he gonna do. The most you could do is talk to him, and the best thing I can see is you stepping up and being a great grandmother.
Call on the line.
Best
Hold
there
on.
ever is.
Alrighty. Thanks so much, Gabs. Appreciate you as always.
All right. You have a blessed day.
Have a good one. Good morning.
Good morning. Your caller a while ago, I must comment, I agree with every single thing that she said. So I'm just going to add a bit to it. The focus is on the young man right now when the focus should be on the female. Now this situation is age old. It is older than my grandparents, right? It has happened throughout the centuries. Girl get pregnant, guy leaves. It's nothing new to us. What we need to do is speak to our females. Focus more on speaking to our young ladies and educate them that love and infatuation does not reflect responsibility. You understand? Now, there's on your TikTok, I'm seeing a person is making a comment that his education will benefit both mother and child. And that comment keep coming. If the young man does not take up responsibility by the mere knowledge of the pregnancy, why do you think he would take up the responsibility after the fact? His initial reaction to that information would tell you the outcome of the upbringing of that child and the outcome of the relation with the mother when it comes to co-parenting. That is how far you have to look at it. Now, he is intending to go and educate himself as soon as she gets pregnant. This is a perfect opportunity when he had before to educate himself, right? And you're seeing that it's going to benefit the mother. He doesn't want the responsibility, because if he did, he would have met her halfway. He would have said, hey, I want to do this. What do you want to do? How do you think we can come together? Let us incorporate our parents. How can we make this work for us? How can you educate yourself and I educate myself so we can educate our child better? We can send out something that society wants to accept. Because your child is not for you, your child is for society. As much as we doesn't want to admit that we're making kids for society. Yes?
That's you.
Thirdly, that mother needs to counsel that daughter more than her son. Because to me, the son gone already. So that's
okay.
My
Got you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
All right, appreciate you. Okie dokes. Yep. So that's our program this morning, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It has been another real situation. At the end of the day, becoming a parent doesn't mean your life is over. It means your life has changed. And true maturity is learning how to balance ambition with accountability. He can still chase success and still show up, build a career, still be present, can grow without abandoning the people who need you most. And this situation isn't just about one young couple. It represents a bigger issue in our society, how we prepare young people for responsibility, how we excuse some behaviors, and how often women are left to carry the heavier load. So before we tell our sons to run after their dreams, we also need to teach them how to stand up for their responsibilities. Because they always say the real measure of a man isn't just what he becomes in life, is how he shows up when life gets real. Yeah? So, ladies' room, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, thank you for the conversation today. And let's keep talking. Let's keep guiding and keep holding each other accountable, because our future definitely depends on it. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place for another one. Until then, stay powered up, all right? Have a great Tuesday, everybody.